Yo, GamerNemy here, guys. So, as most of you guys know, the demo version of Tekken 8 has been cracked on PC. This is old news. There's even hella gameplay videos right now for characters that are not on the demo, like Steve, Lord, Jack, especially from Pakistani players. You're gonna see them upload a lot of videos, of the cracked characters in the game. So, with that said, I actually got to play the cracked version of Tekken 8 from a friend of mine who's on PC. As most of you guys know, I'm on Xbox. I'm now on PS5 actually. So I had the opportunity to play some Tekken 8 Steve. So this is kind of like a review, and kind of just a discussion video on what I think about Steve in Tekken 8, what I would want to see changed, and just overall if he's a strong character and all of that jazz. So first of all, let me start this video by saying Steve is still a very strong freaking character in the game, right? Despite all the nerfs, we've been complaining about as down forward 2, down back 3-2, the back 1 damage, he is still a very strong character in the game. So if you're a Steve man, guys, do not sway. Do not sway. Our boy is still cooking. He's still fucking good, guys. Trust me, Steve is still insane. So one of the things that I didn't like about Steve is his new homing move, right? The up back 2. Now it's a great move. It is. I actually think it's busted to some extent because it gives plus 14 on normal hit, as you guys know from the frame data. So it gives you a guaranteed Sonic Fang, which is a hit engager. So it's stupid because it's normal hit plus 14. That's crazy. You would want that as a counter hit, bro. Like normal hit plus 14 to guaranteed Sonic Fang. Sheesh. Now, what I don't like about the move is not like the frames per se or what it does on hit or counter hit. What I don't like about it is the input. Up back 2 is a very awkward input. It's very awkward and it makes Steve like, so dude, like Steve in Tekken 8 revolves around down forward 2, of course, back 1, jabs, and now that up back 2. So it's very awkward just to put his, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's just an awkward input, so to speak, up back 2. And that's really the only thing I don't like about the move, but overall it's such an awesome move. As you guys know, Steve's combo game is like really good in Tekken 7, right? He has so many floats, or in Tekken 8, sorry. He has so many floats from back 2-1, up back 2 as well, and sidestep sway 1-1. The up back 2 is amazing, just not as a move in neutral, but as for combo filler as well. The other thing I didn't like about Steve in Tekken 8 is down back 3-2 being nerfed. Yes, guys, this one hurts, right? It hurts. Trust me, it hurts. It is so difficult to get knockdowns with Steve in Tekken 8. The only thing you have is like, flicker 2, like something that's safe. Flicker 2, you have Albatross 2. Rocket Launcher is a hit engager now, so it feels very weird because you run at them on hit, so you have to like run at them. So it doesn't really feel as powerful as Tekken 7, but it's still the same. It's just different in the sense that it's a hit engager. So like knockdowns are very hard for Steve in Tekken 7, so it always feels as though you're fighting with your opponent always on the feet, right? So that kills a lot of his Oki. He's not that kind of character anymore, right? Especially from this. So it's a hard change, but it's not as bad as I'm making it seem to be because like I said, he now gets a transition into Lionheart or the Ali Shuffle, right? Then he has scary moves from that, right? An unblockable high, a mid that goes into hit, or in hit is a launcher, and a screw mid as well. So as bad as this is, the Lionheart mix-ups are also very oppressive and like annoying to deal with. He still feels strong in a different sense is what I'll say about Steve in Tekken 8. So one thing I want to talk about as well is his hit stuff, right? His hit grab, the clinch. So he can access clinch. So he can only access this clinch whilst in hit. He can't do it whilst, in normal, like gameplay. So the thing about his hit clinch is that it takes up a huge chunk of his hit gauge, bro. right? A huge chunk. And even if they guess right and break the clinch, it still takes up the hit gauge, which is insane. Like, bro, but like I do understand because it's really powerful, right? So it's a really scary mix-up considering the fact that Shiro combo is still in the game, but it's very difficult to do. Actually, I didn't manage to get it off for the life of me, but it's very difficult in Tekken 8. So the mix-up is between the mids, right, in extended duck, and the clinch throws, right? So it's very strong, guys. Trust me, it's insane. It's insanely good, and it makes sense as to why it takes up so much of his hit gauge. Because, bro, that grab does 50 damage raw. The 2+4 does 50 damage, which is combo damage. Then the 1+3 only does, I think it's 15, but it leaves -14. So it leaves you at +14, so you can get a Sonic Fang guaranteed after that, or you can go for his new 2-2, or you can go for, like, you know, back 1-2 into Lionheart or into Flicker or into Peekaboo. Like, it just goes and goes and goes. His offense keeps going and going and going due to the fact that he now favors frame advantage instead of knockdowns and Oki. That's what makes Steve a very oppressive character in the game. So every character in this game has how their counter hit nerfed as well. Their counter hit game nerfed. Literally every character except for Steve, at least for the most part, right? Back 1 is still in the game. Down part 2, despite the nerf, it still does some significant amount of damage, right? You have to cancel. It's very strict, but you know, the more you play, the more you get used to it. It's still good. Trust me, guys. Not as good, of course. A launch is always better. You're sacrificing war carry, combo damage just to get a guaranteed off than 1-2. So not as great, but like, dude, he's still strong, man. I don't know what else to say. He is still freaking strong. They made Masaji easy to do. It's like, literally, it's so easy. You just have to mash 1+2 now. Like, you know, you don't even have to sweat about timing. You know, it's so good. It's good. There's no reason why to, you know, as to why it should be very inconsistent, because even top players drop this at high level. So there's no reason why it should be so inconsistent. So making it a bit easier to do, I'm all for the idea. So guys, overall, Steve, like I said, is still a strong fucking character, right? Like, dude, he'll definitely be one of the best characters in the game. So like I said, with everyone having their counter hit game nerfed, so Steve having all these new tools, up back 2, so freaking strong. You know, Peekaboo 2 is still in the game. His sway stuff is gone. The sway stuff is gone. Counter hit games as well. Outstanding 2 counter hit is gone. This one I'm kind of salty. You know, but he does have a new outstanding 2-2, which goes into Lionheart. Very good for combo extenders. And his Flicker, so his Wildman cancel is actually back, guys, from Tekken Tag 2. So you do something like in the wall stage, right? So so let's see from here maybe. So you do something similar to this, boom, 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 and then forward 2-2 into Lionheart into Screw. That works in Tekken 8. So much damage. So to the point that back 1, despite the damage nerf, is still freaking good because of his new combo fillers. They do so much damage. Steve got, I think, 78 for Stepper from back 1, and he still gets that in Tekken 8. So the damage nerfs are not as bad as I thought they would be, because due to his new combo routes and so much he can do with his combos, his damage is still absurd. So anyway, guys, I just want to talk about a brief video on my boy Steve. Of course, if you guys know me, I do main Steve, or who's one of my mains of the characters I play. So I will definitely be playing Steve. He'll be one of the first characters I'll do a tutorial video on. So Steve, Lars, Raven, and Leroy are the characters I'm looking at. So expect content on those characters. I'll do another video on Lars, because I did play more of Lars and I have some more things to say about that character because it's too freaking strong. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you made it this far, please don't forget to that like button and subscribe if you're new. Less than 2 weeks away to Tekken 8, so you don't want to miss my content. I'm going crazy. So thank you so much, guys, and may the frame data be ever in your favor. GG.